Hey up, today we're looking at a JVC HR2200 and a TU24 tuner unit. It was with this is portable VHS unit to be used with a camera, portable, quite heavy. I got this as part of a bundle with an Hitachi VKC 600 camera. These two. What else was there? A lamp, a big long one of these type of cables for a camera, like about 10 foot long. A couple of batteries that were they're dead, I think. And I can't. There might have been a power supply. I can't remember, but there were a couple of other things with it and all. I can't remember what they were exactly. They're all in a box. Yeah, this didn't work, but I weren't too bothered because I already had the Hitachi video unit that I've used for my various tube camera videos, and so I just put it away and I've not really looked at it. But I seem to be on a bit of a roll with fixing video recorders at the minute, so I thought I'd have a go. I've already had it open and I've done a little bit to it. Okay, so plugged it in, turn this main switch on, and you see that's lighting up. This is a cable that connects this, so you can run this from that. This connects to the mains, and then you can run this from that, and it makes like a full. You can use it as like a full video recorder with like timer and that, and it sort of makes a complete system. So I'll connect that, turn it on, nothing happens. So I thought, must be a problem with this, because this seems to be working, So I'll open it up and we can have a look. Get that battery out. Right. So here we've got it open. I checked these and I checked this, and we should be getting 12 volts. If you have a look, I mean, I can just sort of earth it anyway, but this is like the 0 volts in is pin 2. Turn it off. So these pins are all labelled up, and this is and 12 volts is here. But you can see you're only getting like 8.7, and I can check that on here as well. It's 9.4, so it's dropping a little bit on its way around the circuit as well. That's what's coming in. So I thought, well, this has obviously got, you know, that tuner unit's not putting out full 12 volts that it's supposed to be doing, so that's going to need looking at. So I thought, well, I've got this this battery, 12 volt battery. I can power it off that, connect that to battery terminals, try powering it up that way. So I did do that, and it still didn't work. So what I did was I followed the route from this the battery input, and it comes in and it comes over here. It sort of jumps back and forth between these two boards a bit, because it goes to like a switch here that's switches between being operated from the tuner or from the battery, and it works its way along this chroma board, and yeah, there's a switch here, this sort of power on off switch, and I was getting 12 volts up to there, but not on the other side of it. I was getting like 8 volts when I pressed it in, and even then, you know, I had to kind of hold it at in right position, you know, with my tongue at right angle and whatnot, for it to even work. So that switch is obviously like the contacts are probably oxidised quite a bit on it, so I've just, I don't know if you can see it or not, I've shorted it out with a wire. Then there's a couple of fuses under here. These are contacts for fuse 1, fuse 2. And again, I was getting, you know, 12 volts on one side, nothing on the other. So I thought, ah, fuse must have blown. Yeah, these are fuses. So I thought, oh, fuse has blown. But I tested the fuse with multimeter and it's fine. So what it were, you can see, I've it would dry joints on there, so I've resoldered them. So let's see where we are now. I'll connect it up to battery and we'll see what state it's in. So I'll connect it up to battery now and see what it does. I don't know if you can hear that. Is that clicking of like some sort of relay or something. Also, that's head drum. So I mean, this looks like it's some sort of fault code, this, or you know, a fault indicator. So I looked in service. I managed to find a service manual. I looked in service manual, and what this there's a few things that it does indicate a fault condition, and there's a few things that it can mean to do with Mechacon circuit, there's like if head drum's not spinning when it's supposed to be, or like if you've pressed rewind and counter aren't ticked over after so many like 3 seconds or whatever, if it detects that something's either not happening that should be happening or happening when it shouldn't be happening, then it goes into that fault state. But I'll tell you what, I did see one of the fault conditions that it can indicate is a dead cassette lamp. So that's what my bet is going with, or that's the most likely condition, what I think, because they're pretty bad for blowing the. I mean, I'm guessing it looks like. Yeah, I can see inside. It's just using a normal like incandescent bulb. But that's it there. You can't really see it very well, but I can see it from here. It's just a normal incandescent bulb that they're using, which is common on these old video recorders, and they do go. Now I ain't got one like specifically for this. What I have got is some little bulbs. They're supposed to be for like lighting little indicator lights in car dashboards and stuff, but they're just like the right size for one of them. So I'll find that and we'll fit it and see what happens. Here we are, these are them bulbs. Forget what they're called. 286, EU286. So if you're needing a bulb for a cassette lamp, you might be able to use one of these. That's what they look like. But like leads are sort of folded up sides. You have to bend these leads down and solder wires to it. That's like the little housing there, like a sort of little lighthouse type thing, and there's a screw holding it in place. So if I take that out, it looks pretty much like the 3V30 one. And it's sort of on edge at sub deck with a screw. Turn it around this way, you might probably see it a bit better. So this is it here. And what I'm going to do, this is sort of glued onto there. Get that off. Pull that out. There's this light rubber bung. It's just sort of wired straight into this. So you would normally get another this full thing, and mount it in there. But what I'm going to do, let's see if it's, yeah, I can actually see that's gone, like the filament's snapped. Doubt be able to get it on camera like. So what I'll do, I'll just snip that off. And I'll solder a new one onto it. Hopefully it'll fit back together. Just while I'm waiting for my soldering iron to warm up, look how manky that pinch roller is. Feels a bit rough turning, you know. I'm not sure what type of pinch roller it takes. It looks like same size as the old one, right now it's not, is it? Or maybe it is. It looks like the same one that the thingy takes. The 3V22/3V00 type one. Look at that. I'll give that a clean before I run any tape through. Also some sort of black stuff in there. See this like black stuff on there? I don't know what that is. It's all over the place. So I'll just clip this off right at the end. Keep as much wire as you can. Just trim that back a bit. Get one of these bulbs. See if that does out. I think I did this last time. I think I'll have to like tin the wire and try and attach the bulb. I've done this before, but I do remember it being quite awkward. It's quite difficult to tin when it's just a single strand. That one's taken. It's funny if this doesn't work now. I'm going to trim that. it's holding there. Just about. Be careful with that because it's quite fragile. I don't know whether this bung will go over it or not. Ah, it's come off. Thing's gone like right to. No, I'll have to do it again. I've bared it back a bit more, and there's actually some multi-stranded cable further down. And I don't think I'm going to be able to get it to solder. So what I'm attempting to do is to just shove the thing down that insulation and into, so it's sort of just held in mechanically. If I can, let's come out. So I've actually managed to do it. I got a new one with a full length thing that I've not trimmed, and managed to just slowly work it into the thing. If I had something thin and sharp, that just whether I can get it to go up this or not. It has gone up, but whether it'll sit properly. So you have to do this without pulling it out. Bloody going. Ah, there we are. Let's see if this will sit on board. Just reaches. Sit him off. Yeah. I'll find out whether that's stayed in while I've been pulling it or not. We'll connect the battery up again. See what happens. I might have to take it out and redo it again, which I don't want to do. Hopefully it's alright. Aha! Looks like we have operation. There's that bulb glowing away brightly. Head drum spun up and stopped. Kind of loath to put a tape in, just because it's state of it, but I might just I'll find one that I'm not bothered about and just give that a go, I think. covering thing up to stop the light getting onto it. I've got no functions, but I'm not really familiar with what happens if it just spins up and goes into stop mode, but there's no error lights or anything. Just checking which one's which. Oh, I think what I'm going to do is leave it there for now. I'll come back to it because we've got past the flashing light stage anyway. So we'll see where we are when I come back to it and try some, see if we can get it to do anything. Alright, thanks for watching. Ta-ra.